Alright, what's up, y'all? Hello, Zega. Hello, Manu. Let me just, put out the tweet, to announce that I'm streaming. And we'll get started in just a second. Hello, Parmy. My bad. I'm going through, I was just going through, I guess, just American time. I'm going according to American time, so, I apologize if it's an inconvenient time for you, but it just works, I guess, you know? Let's see. Alright, I think that is good to go. Let's get started. There's a lot to cover today, just so you all know. So it's gonna be an exciting day today. Oh, I see, Manu. That's interesting. Yeah, sit tight, Bippy. We're gonna be here a while. There's a lot to look at. In fact, I think I spent 4 hours, roughly, yesterday just in a call with friends, looking at a lot of the gameplay. And I had just seen too much. I was so overwhelmed to the point where I was just like, I don't think I can take more for the day, honestly. So I had to push the stream to today, just to kind of like process all the stuff that I saw. Hey Calbert, welcome in. Alright. I will be focusing mostly on the Japanese gameplay, mainly because it seems that the demo that they had at Summer Game Fest was a bit outdated by a good few months. And so, I don't know if you guys saw the tweet that I put out. In case you don't follow me on Twitter, I mentioned that the gameplay over at a Japanese demo was a lot more stable and it was a lot more refined, if that makes sense, right? Let's actually take a look at some of the gameplay provided by Syriax. In fact, the funny thing is, he was the first person I saw. Oh, I'm gonna mute that while that loads. He was the first YouTuber I saw the gameplay of, and I have to say I got really excited. Let me go ahead and mute the music.
All in my ability to maybe try to bring you guys some exclusive at some point. But
and
worry,
once again, thanks to Syriax, Dadadoya, Globku, every creator who has managed to record gameplay that we will be taking a look at today. If any of you are watching, or if any of you watch this video in the future when it's uploaded as a VOD, and you don't want your footage to be used in this live stream or VOD, let me know, contact me through Twitter at rcreeps. I will cut your part out if you don't want me to use your footage. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. Hey Giz, hey Ellie, hey Expo, Asta, Zenzo. Welcome in. We're just gonna take a look at some of the gameplay. I don't want your AI features. Chrome. Alright.
Demo version and the full version, it should be 5v5. You see all of these different characters.
I'm actually gonna skip to when he gets to the gameplay a little bit further ahead.
All of the characters here, but yeah, you can kind of see how things are distributed along the character select screen. Now,
oh, did he react to my tweet, Leon? If you have a reaction or a video of that, go ahead and send that to me on Twitter if you're able to. Otherwise, I think YouTube blocks links in the chat, so I'm not sure how else you would be able to get it. Hey, Ziad. Yeah, there's a lot of Japanese gameplay, Zenzo. I'm gonna be going through a lot of Japanese gameplay just because it's more up to date. But there are things that weren't really showcased in the Japanese gameplays that might be worth checking out in some of the Western videos as well.
A character that is both hype and a character I'm looking forward to was none other than Broly. So this is actually my very first match ever in Sparking Zero.
I am pretty certain, by the way, this thing is a placeholder. I hope it's not, personally speaking. It looks very placeholder-ish. It's just it looks like they took a bunch of PNGs and squished them, right? But I'm sure they're still continuing to working on it. And I'm sure this will be improved with due time.
Along the character select screen. Now, a character that is both hype and a character I'm looking forward to was none other than Broly. So this is actually my very first match ever in Sparking Zero. Right from the
also, the fact that you just get right into it. There are no loading screens anymore, man. This is crazy.
Intro looks pretty sick from what I've seen.
You realize how crazy this is?
God, he has such a way with words.
Also, if you're playing on PC, I'm telling you right now, you want this game on an SSD. Do not install this game on an HDD, bro. I'm begging you. You're gonna make the matches take so much time.
Whatever my late father's done to you and yours, it's not my
Also, another thing to point out, they have an insane amount of dialogue for this game.
I start by seeing what from Tenkaichi 3 translates, and immediately I see that the square into triangle or square into triangle sort of standard combo.
I remember seeing the clip. I know Great at Vegeta and Beerus and Great at Vegeta and Android 17 have unique dialogues too, so yeah, no, this game's dialogue and interactions are going to be actually insane.
I'm going to do a more in-depth analysis of certain things that happen in the fight. You can already see Vegeta got battle damage after taking the super
so
attack,
if the camera movement is a concern for you right now, just know it's been fixed because we've seen footage from an updated build that was over in Japan.
So we figure out how to transform, which is
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'm not the biggest fan of the way this transformation menu looks.
By how good it looked and how
it kind of looks a little squished. I wish they kind of made it a little larger maybe, and or maybe like stretched it like horizontally just to make it look a little nicer. It doesn't look bad, it's just it looks a little out of place in comparison to the UI.
Fluid everything felt. So we figure out how to transform, which is just
but
R3,
the transformations themselves are
direction you want to go.
Fabulous,
We're
just
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
And
and Broly's charge animation has a big ball around it. That's insane.
And you know, just kind of go crazy. Something I noticed is super armor activated. As you can see, Vegeta can no longer.
So this seems to be Broly's Blast 2.
And there goes
One of his
right
Blast
there.
2s, at least.
The skies went black when I went full baller.
So he's going
then,
full
we're
power
gonna take
now.
It up to the next level right away into the legendary Super Saiyan. And once again, just like in Tenka, and Vegeta decides to return the favor, by the way.
So yeah, transformations, if you didn't know, they're going to be completely in-game, in battle,
like, oh,
real
me,
time.
I better put my guard up. But he can't even budge me anymore because like I've reached such a high level. Now that camera movement was a little jank there, but again we're early.
Again,
in the demo.
camera movement
Boom,
has been improved.
Super. I
No
missed
longer
that.
a concern
And Vegeta just
for the
stares
most
at me
part,
and,
it
asks,
seems.
Bro, are you serious? I wanted to go for a cool finish here, but I didn't realize how low Vegeta's health was. So
I'll take a look at
unfortunately, he's
that,
just gonna
Leon.
Die to these hands.
Okay, so whenever you defeat an enemy, it has this chime, I guess. And I'm pretty sure they're playing team battles here. I don't know if they're gonna have... Okay, no, this fight in particular was a single battle. So... Yeah.
And just watch this outro. This is
I would
probably
say
the coolest outro. Like, look at this. What? Like,
I would
what?
say from what I've
For
seen so far of the gameplay,
Now, I just want to point out a couple.
it is very much
before we move on to the next fight. I just
a
love how alive the maps feel
true to
just based off of
Tenkaichi
everything
game.
being destructible.
And I'm very
Not
happy
literally
to
everything, but
just
just
say
like
that
things
out
just
loud.
blowing up around you as you fly
because
by.
I was really concerned that this is gonna take a more of a Raging Blast route, which if you know me, I'm not a huge fan of those games. I don't think they're bad games. I just don't particularly like them when I, you know, go back and forth between Tenkaichi and like Raging Blast.
Buildings getting destroyed.
So I'm
by
glad that
blasts.
they're
It just adds so
mostly
much to the,
taking
intensity
Tenkaichi
and sort of
mechanics
ambiance of
and
the
maybe
fight.
throwing
Also,
a
I'm
couple
curious what you
Raging
guys
Blast
think
ones in
about,
there.
Characters getting battle damaged close kind of relatively quickly just based off of one super attack. But I will say this, there is another level of battle damage, and I'll show that in a different fight. But I know Vegeta can get even more battle damage.
So I would like to say, I know a lot of people were kind of peeved about the fact that people get damaged, battle damaged very quickly. But there seems to be about 3 levels of battle damage. First level, there's just scratches. Second level, there's some tearing and breaks on the clothing. And the third level, it's like this God Vegeta on my screen right now, where his entire shirt's ripped off. So there's about 3 levels of battle damage on most important characters, it seems.
Than this, so I
That
think
is the
there's
big
actually
reason why
levels
it
to
happens
the
so
battle
quick.
damage. So like he could actually get even more banged up than what you see right here. Now I don't want this whole video to just be me like it's flawless, there's nothing wrong with it, even though that may be how my heart feels. This camera movement
4 to 5
right
layers of
here
map
felt a
destruction and 3
little
layers of battle
jarring.
damage.
I do want to emphasize that this is a
Interesting.
demo. This is, you know,
Oh yeah,
Super
for
Game Fest.
sure,
We're
solid. I
months
think that's
ahead of
gonna
the
happen
release,
too.
So all of this stuff that I'm talking about,
You're not gonna buy the
could
game
easily
if
be
there's
fixed
no
in the
GT.
future,
I
but
think
just
you're gonna
something
miss
worth
out.
noting that there's these
Honestly,
awkward angles.
I understand that GT is a big sell, and frankly, I really want GT to be in base game as well. However, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice for skipping on the game if there's no GT day one. Because it seems like this is a very, very good game. I think GT is gonna be. I think it's silly to think GT won't be in the game at some point, if not in base, right? I understand if it's a promise, you know, if you, I don't know. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but go ahead and do as you please. But I think I don't think it's that serious, to be honest.
That can kind of like force the camera to
Versus
kinda go
mode
crazy
early
for a
Goku
second.
and
Another
story
thing
mode
is I know
early
that the
Goku have
fight
different
seemed
supers and alts.
relatively fast,
Yeah,
but something
Ziad,
that was-
actually that is something I wanted to touch upon, right? If you let me actually go to one of the Japanese gameplays. Let me see if I can find the exact one that I'm thinking about. Cuz there's one where I think this is it. Is it? No. Did I click on the same one? There's
Time to break out the good
Oh.
stuff.
Fun. Great. Darian, for the past 4 or 5 years, I have been playing Tenkaichi 3 almost every day. Admittedly, I'm not very good at it, but I understand you're passionate, and I've been very vocal on Twitter about my passion. So, you know, I totally understand. If GT's not in the game, trust me, I'll be bummed out too, because that Super Saiyan 4 was one of the things I used the most in Tenkaichi 3. Is it a bummer? Yeah, but we're getting a lot more content in exchange of it, and I think that is something you should reflect on as well. Just everyone played DBS Goku kind of said. Yeah. I'm okay with people playing like characters like DBS Goku and Vegeta, but the ones that kind of like irritated me after like my 3rd playthrough, or after my 3rd like watch, was Gogeta and Broly, because almost everybody played Gogeta and Broly. And I wanted to see like more niche characters like, I don't know, Bergamo or Dr. Juro, which only 1 or 2 people picked. There was a playthrough of Goku mid in the World Tournament stage. I think this might actually be it. I hope it is, because I've been looking for this particular ultimate. I might have to look for it later, but one interesting thing to note is that, like Ziad said, that the ultimates in the story mode are different compared to the ones in gameplay, right? That could be one of two things. A, or actually one of three things. A, story mode has a chance of having different supers. B, you can pick the supers you want to equip yourself. Or 3, costumes absolutely decide which supers you're going to be able to use in battle, right? So, Goku mid, for example, he's gonna have his Angry Kamehameha as shown right here. This is Goku mid Super Saiyan, and he can use Angry Kamehameha. But if you check out the more recent trailer that they had for story, let me pull it up really quick. 0 release date trailer. Let me get the music. Okay, so if you look at the Super Saiyan Goku Ultimate right here, this is not Angry Kamehameha, and I can guarantee you, I was looking at a bunch of gameplay, this is an ultimate. Because Super Saiyan 2 Goku has the exact same Kamehameha, and this is his ultimate. So this is not a super move, this is an ultimate. I hope it's the fact that you can pick your own supers, or maybe story mode has restrictions for certain supers, because it wouldn't make sense for Goku to be doing his Angry Kamehameha at this stage, right? Because he's fighting full power Frieza. I feel like it'd be too early to give that option. So maybe presets of sorts, something like that. We might get something along those lines. Raditz fight Goku having Kaioken makes no sense, so he just doesn't have it. So yeah, that's what I'm guessing as well. Because if I remember correctly, Kaioken was his Rush Super in Tenkaichi 3. Let me see if I can pull some of the dev gameplay up for the story mode. There's a lot of good stuff in there as well, right? As a matter of fact, I think Dado had some stuff for us in terms of story mode today. I'm gonna, I want to show you guys some of the actual fighting mechanics. Do you think Kaioken will be locked in the what if where Goku goes to face Raditz alone? Well, I think it makes sense, right? Because Goku learns the Kaioken after he dies the first time. So,
original, you do tend to get better cutscenes.
So let's take a look right here.
Of the thing,
the gameplay,
which is pretty funny.
This is the devs playing the game, I'm pretty certain, but this is probably on an older build.
It looks pretty cool, actually. It's like Dragon Ball Z on the Kinect, but not, you know, Dragon Ball Z on the Kinect.
So,
you know what I'm saying? We got another battle here. Base
again, I could be wrong
so
about
cool,
that completely.
The orange gi, no cover up, bro. Like, hold on. Damn, Raditz is kind of sick, though. Look at Raditz going.
Also, Raditz's moveset seems to be making a comeback from the actual Tenkaichi 3 game. I'm kind of glad that they're bringing back a lot of the older movesets. I mean, it kind of makes sense because BT2/3 did that with higher transformations. In BT2/3, Super Saiyan 3 Goku had Super Saiyan 2 as ultimate. Oh, interesting. I hope they don't do it like Xenoverse, with costumes changing the moves. It would be unnecessarily lame and restricting. See, the only counter argument I have to that is if you have a preset that's just too busted, because Jun Furutani, the producer of the game, said that this game is not going to have a semblance of balance. So you can forget balance, right? If you have skills that just make your character extremely busted, that's not going to be fun for your opponent. So I can see why they would make presets locked behind certain what is it called? Certain costumes. Something I've noticed is for some reason Syriac/Dado footage seems to be slowed down despite audio being in real time. I don't know if there was an issue with their capture or something. Maybe. I think that would make sense. A lot of I did notice that the Japanese gameplay seemed a little faster and just more stable, I guess. Have you seen early Goku supers yet? In the story mode, not just yet. So let's take a look.
Nice combo,
They
2K. Hold up, still combo.
show us
4K.
anything.
Drop a 5K
Okay,
combo on him,
maybe
man.
nothing here.
The movement in this.
Also, this thing right here.
Crazy. Good movement by Goku to get behind. Nice combo, 2K. Hold up, still combo.
That is such a nice lift strike is coming back. I'm so happy to see that. I don't think we saw lift strike in any other gameplay yet. So it's really nice to know that that's making a comeback. It's that move where you kick your opponent up and then do a little rush in the air and then knock them down. I want to explain this on DM since it feels like I'm going to have a bunch. Oh, I see. In the interview, the producer said that balance changes are a possibility post-launch and that there aren't power scaling as a balance. I see. Gotcha. We know that they're using the DP system for ranked, where certain characters take more points, so you can't pick 5 Vegetos. Yeah. The thing is, when it comes to these Tenkaichi games, right? They don't allow you to pick your like repeat characters, period. So even if destruction points weren't a thing, they wouldn't allow you to pick like 5 Vegetos on your team, because that's just not how these games work at all. Hold on, somebody messaged me. Huh. Somebody messaged me. My friend actually messaged me something really interesting that I might bring up a little bit later in the stream. About how maybe UI will work. Yeah, they do allow repeats for Cybermen and Metal Cooler, but you know, characters like Goku mid, you can't just pick 5 Goku mids, because that would just be annoying. 5 Gogetas on a team would just be annoying.
4K, drop a 5K combo on him, then. Damn, the movement in this game can get really fast. All right, and we do switch out to Piccolo, and again, we're not gonna hear Krillin talk about how he has one.
It's time to start my.
I love ads, don't y'all? Ad blockers don't work on this website anymore.
All right, Goku does come back in. I'm not sure if that was forced or if he just wanted to do it. You notice
when it comes to story mode and the game modes, I will be covering those a little bit later, but I want to really look at the gameplay for now. So let's take a look at some of the Japanese footage, just because I feel like they show a lot more of what the game has to offer. So here's some gameplay on the Japanese end that we received. Obviously, thanks to this channel for providing the footage. Also, I just want to point out, the music in this game sounds great so far. Hey, thanks for coming in, Nobliss. I'm glad you like my little coverage for this game. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, the camera is a little better. The bugs don't seem as rampant when it comes to like cameras clipping into the ground, stuff like that. Feels more like Ultimate Tenkaichi OST. Yeah, I guess so. I did actually, Ziad. I saw the list. It does hint at a bunch of characters, but I don't know how much it does. One thing Solid actually pointed out, in the Summer Game Fest demo, they were using about a quarter of a key bar for the dashes, right? And now it's taking even less. So it shouldn't be too bad, it seems. The movement shouldn't be too bad. Also, these stages are huge. The list, I'm not sure which list you're referring to, Zeeth. What edition did you guys get of Sparking Zero? I got the premium collectors. I made a very bad financial choice, but, you know, I'm just very emotionally attached to this series, so I couldn't resist. Okay, let's see. Do we think they'll show the same demo at Jump Carnival? I think it'll be a little updated. It makes more sense, I think. Oh, the BGM list. Here, let me see if I can find that really quick. Let me pull up Twitter on a separate tab. Because I know a bunch of people were sharing it around. See, Zied's Twitter's a place I can always kind of rely on because he always talks about like every small update as well. So it's convenient to just go to his Twitter. So we know roughly, I don't know, 10, 20 tracks so far, like the names. Okay, so the number one track is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Battle Version. I think it's safe to assume this is going to be the intro for the game. The name of this is probably going to be the game's intro is probably just going to be called Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And I don't know if it's going to be a Hironobu Kageyama intro, but I hope it is. Zenzo says, interesting tidbit, one of the French channels that covered the game got access in Paris weeks prior to Summer Game Fest, so this build is pretty damn old. I have a theory, right? I feel like this build was made around the Rivals or maybe even Power vs. Speed trailer. So like January, February, I'm assuming, is when this build was made. I wish they would discard it. See, not enough EDM or trumpets, kind of doing its own thing so far. There are some songs with a bunch of trumpets so far, actually, Roby. I hope we get a demo. I'm sure we will eventually. We got the Ultimate Edition, nice. The BT2 composer worked on FC. Yeah, Takanori Arima. That's the person who worked on the international release tracks for Tenkaichi 2 and 3. He worked on Jump Force and Fighters as well. So if he's back, I think we're in good hands. I don't think we're gonna get any DNB type thing. I'm not sure what DNB is, sorry. Z-Broly confirmed from this, GT is definitely in the game, in your opinion. I can see that. So, obviously we have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Again, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be just the intro. We have Survivor. I'm not sure what that... I don't know if these are themed, but if they are, they could hint at a bunch of characters. Let the battle begin. Again, generic. Flurry of power. Again, can't really say. Believe in tomorrow. Looming fear. Elite squad. I can see that being used for either Ginyu Force or the Pride Troopers. Cold-blooded. Frieza, maybe? Death Game. Cell. I am the devil. Broly. Ascending Hope. Trunks? I don't know. Limit Breaker. Ultra Instinct, maybe? Ultimate Impact, Gogeta 4, Adventuring Through the Universe, could be GT, Counterattack, no idea, The Adventure Begins, OG Dragon Ball perhaps, Zenkai Power, no clue, Dragon Spirit, My Hero, The Greatest Champion, Hercule. Again, these could hint at new characters, but the only one that I'm super interested in, that got soft confirmed, was Kid Goku. Let me show you guys. Obviously, we don't truly know if it was Kid Goku, but everything that that we've seen kind of hints at it. Just the visuals of it makes the most sense. Let me pull it up really quick. Okay. So this is from the story mode, right? Where there's a bunch of like panels that show up whenever Goku flies through this white void. This right here, this blue little guy right here, is Kid Goku. Or at least that's what we think it is, right? He has the big round face. He's doing a Kamehameha on the ground. And it's gonna be the Dragon Fist with the Great Ape behind him. This thing right here, this move. So, I think this is Kid Goku. They've kind of soft confirmed it. Now, whether or not this implies GT is gonna be in the game, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if GT is gonna be base game or DLC. But OG, I'm pretty sure is gonna be base game at this point. Another Shenron, I have no idea. We saw Zarbon, Spopovich, Zarbon, Deborah. We saw Ultimate Gohan. I'm sure we saw a couple other people, but they accidentally ended up confirming like 10, 15 more characters yesterday. So it's interesting. This is the old build. I can't imagine how the new intro looks. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Oh, drum and bass, I see. Super Saiyan Rose for Goku Black. I think it's gonna be shown pretty soon, actually. Recently released interview of how they determined who'd be in the game. About that translation, actually, that GT article, that was a mistranslation. That was supposed to be Z, not GT. Like, not to get your guys' hopes up, but I'm pretty sure that was most certainly a mistranslation. Because GT doesn't have, like, huge differences between early GT Goku and mid GT Goku and GT Goku, you know? Let me see if I can find any other interesting stuff regarding character roster stuff. Because I know there were, yeah, right here. We can see Ultimate Gohan right here. That's Ultimate Gohan for sure. Obviously Cyberman. Come on, Cyberman's obviously gonna be in this game. That seems to be, I don't know, shirtless Jared maybe? Teen Gohan. I don't know if Kame House is a playable stage anymore. That's kind of concerning to me. Because I really like that stage in Tenkaichi 3. Also, from the looks of it, I think Z17 is actually a character now. I don't know if it's just a costume swap anymore, to be honest with you. Who do you think the extra mystery character is in the pre-order bonus? I have no idea. Beelzebub would be cool. Did you know Spike Chunsoft will create a story? Sparking Zero from Spike. Huh? I'm not sure I understand. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see any interesting other characters here. But there were a bunch of other characters that we saw in other screenshots. So there's Zarbon, right? For some reason, people thought this was Oceanus from GT. But I'm gonna be real. If we're gonna get GT characters, we're not getting Oceanus. I'm just gonna be realistic with you. I don't think we're ever gonna get Oceanus playable. At least not in base game. If there is GT in base game, it's not Oceanus. And we saw... Who else did we see? Spopovich. Right there, we got confirmation on Spopovich. We saw... There's another one that I saw. There was a screenshot with Deborah. I think I tweeted about it. Let me see if I can find it on my page really quick. Right here? Cyberman, yep. Spopovich and Deborah right here, yeah. Yeah, hell no. If we're getting GT, it's baby 17 Nova Omega equivalents. Yeah. Hey Zega, welcome in. Do you think the mystery character could be a Sparking Zero original, like a Potara fusion of Goku and Gohan? I think Gohan would actually be cool, right? Like a what-if character. Also, the concept of wasting slots doesn't exist. I don't know why people say that. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is a Tenkaichi game. If you say characters like Cyberman don't matter, I don't care, man. This is a Tenkaichi game. This is the definition of everybody from this series is here. So, yeah. Characters are predetermined and eventually all characters will be in. I don't know if every character is gonna make it in. Like, I don't know if they would ever do a Monaka. He'd be cool to have, no doubt. But, you know, he doesn't fight. I can see maybe a costume for Beerus that looks like Monaka. Because of, you know, that one filler episode. Also, there's this one really funny clip in Nano's video that I wanted to point out. It's so funny. Oh man, I love ads. I would love a Beerus Monaka costume. Who cares if they matter, if they look cool? I wish we could have gotten more Jiro and Birder gameplay out of Summer Game Fest, but people's favorites came first. Yeah. If I had 30 minutes, I'd probably pick my favorites too. Bro, this was the funniest thing. Hold on, let me see if I can, I gotta mute.
Against Hercule. So it's straight up just Dragon Fist.
Also, this is one of the few Goku shots I'm not a huge fan of. I think most of Goku's stuff looks great. This one in particular looks a little strange to me. Again, it's a nitpick. I don't know if they're gonna fix it. Probably not, because it doesn't look broken, right? It just doesn't look too pleasant to me. But the Dragon Fist itself is looking fantastic. God, that looks cool. And it turns into a fiery dragon. That's so sick, man. Come on.
And that straight up kills.
Also, look at this. Bro, that's so funny, man. He just goes, hey.
And that straight up killed Hercule.
Yeah, but for the most part, he looks really good. You can tell this build is really old because, yeah, it has some rough edges. But you know, the newer build looks a lot better.
I do wish he was smiling for this windscreen. I do wish he was smiling for the windscreen. Okay, so for this,
gotta send you something neat on Discord. Just got here. What did I miss? Have you broken down gameplay and combos yet? I broke them down a little bit earlier, but we got into the topic of different characters and some characters that they kind of just shadow dropped by accident.
next stage was like, we have to see Namek. I have to have Namek in my video somewhere. This one specifically, for all you Majin Vegeta fans out there like me, you got to say tapped in on. This one is something that...
Oh yeah, there was one combo in particular that Syriax did that was very promising for the game. I think that's in his Majin Vegeta segment. Also, look at this intro, by the way.
Comes out. Let me know what
Or
you guys think
Majin
about
Vegeta.
that, because 7 health bars, 5v5 characters. But anyway, obviously, up next, I think you guys know where I gotta go. Vegeta is my favorite character of all time. Majin Vegeta specifically has always been one of the coolest versions of Vegeta ever. And obviously, we gotta pit him up against Fat Boo. And, you know, just jump straight into it. Look at the beginning sequence for Vegeta. I'm telling you, all of them have crazy animations. Look at this. Yes! Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
man, that's
As
so
a
cool.
Fanboy, I remember every scene from the anime, and they caught it.
Majin Buu.
And then we got Fat Boo, who's angry but simultaneously happy, but that's just in character. All right, and again, everything you see, this is my second match ever on
So,
Sparking Zero. I'm just seeing what carries
most of
over
his
from
combos
Tenkaichi.
are
I tried
retained
my
from
go-to
Tenkaichi
combo in
3.
Tenkaichi, which is the trip right here into the up kick.
Apparently, some of the
into
rush
the
supers
pursuit
are
combo,
rush
into the kick down.
combos are a little bit different. I know some rush counter or combos don't exist, according to Goku.
And I tried
So let's look at this
my
combo
go-to
right
in
here again.
Tenkaichi, which is the trip right
Trip,
here into the
left
up
strike,
kick,
and then you
into
dash towards the
pursuit
character.
combo, into the kick down,
And then that's when you press triangle. When you hard knock back a character, right? You can press circle or triangle to vanish to them and do another attack. That's the triangle input. Or no, that's the circle input, sorry.
It just worked. Like, it's genuinely Tenkaichi, and that is so exciting.
I think
to me. Let me know how
Syriax chose
much of
the
essence they were gonna
Tenkaichi 3
capture,
version of the
but
combo
it
as well.
really just, like,
Somewhere around here.
straight from Tenkaichi, I can just play this game to some extent. Getting my timing down. And then we get counter hit. I forget exactly what
Oh,
it's
right here,
called,
yeah.
But it's the same button.
Aw, man. Oh, you sent it? I'm gonna refresh. Hopefully it goes away. I love YouTube, man.
My ability to maybe try to bring you guys some exclusive at some.
Yeah, this combo is 1-to-1. Just about. So when it comes to gameplay, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. At all. It seems pretty in line with what we're used to with Tenkaichi 3. According to Goku, the combo speed itself is a tad slower. So I would say if you're going to train for Sparking Zero, with all due respect to the Tenkaichi 4 mod, play Tenkaichi 3 and Tenkaichi 2. Like vanilla, not modded. Because that's what's going to prepare you for the game. The mod is great, don't get me wrong, but that mod changes so much of the gameplay that I don't think it's really it's a good idea to train on Tenkaichi 4. Alright, let's take a look at what Zenzo sent. Goku Mid and Goku Super have different VFX for Kamehameha charging, despite both being in base. Goku Mid and Goku N follow BT3 God Rays. Goku Super follows Super Broly VFX. Krillin's is also slightly different along the lines of Z still. Oh, interesting. So I'm assuming this is Z Goku, either mid or end, and then this is DBS Goku. And the Kamehameha effects and posing is different, it seems, which is kind of neat. Oh, Slow Plays has a compilation of all the Japanese footage. Here, actually, let me pull that up then. Just because I don't want to have to like click on 7 videos, you know? Because there's a lot to go through when it comes to just gameplay. Oh yeah, let's look at Globku's reaction to my tweet, because Leon said that they he looked at the tweet I put out about the Japanese build being a little bit
around the bush.
a little bit newer.
So I am quarantined, but Creeps did say I have great news. It seems the Sparking Zero demo from Summer Games Fest was based on an outdated build. Most of the issues we saw were fixed in the Japanese demo. You can see that the camera is a lot better and the glitches regarding giants are minimal in the Japanese footage. So, looking at this clip, yeah, the camera is better. I can also show you a 40-second clip of the camera being better in my gameplay, right? So, and the giant camera, you just saw my giant's camera. My giant camera is fine. The problem is when you're the tiny guy under the giant. That's
I
when
see.
the camera starts acting. So like
Gotcha.
this clip kind of proved nothing, but there's like 40 minutes of gameplay that you can kind of scrub through to try to prove that. Creeps, fantastic tweet, great engagement, but feels like bait. Okay.
I wasn't trying to bait, but okay. Let's take a look at some of the Japanese gameplay. Let me pull up the slow plays video really quick. Take a look. Oh yeah, here. Guess we can begin right around here. Okay.
Boo-san, ちゃんと手加減お願いしますね。
Solid says, said it was bait, but the issue's all on your part that you should put a small clip. I guess so, yeah. Gotcha. I see. Hey Platinum, welcome in. I'm doing well. How are you doing today? Something that's interesting to note about Mr. Satan actually is that I think he's one of the few characters that actually runs on the ground. When he's obviously not in the air, right? I'm pretty sure every other character kind of just floats. But since he's a flightless character, it's kind of a unique detail that they added, which is nice. Also, another interesting thing to note, actually, is that the gift bomb, the present bomb, is no longer a command grab type move, or I guess it could be called a command grab. So, the interesting thing is that it's more of a rush super now. I'm pretty sure it's still unblockable, but it seems to be more of a rush super than one that's more of a command grab. So it's not gonna be as funny. It's still kind of cute, but yeah. Here, let me actually pull up the video from Solid, the one where he showed me the more stable jump scare, stable build. Yeah, here. It'll be a little more clear to see here. I don't know if I'm tripping, but it does look like the camera is more stable here. So I'm pretty sure this is a more stable build of the game. It might be a better reference point of what to expect from the final product. So obviously we have the rush super from Gogeta. This looks really nice, yeah. So I guess we do need to see some gameplay from the small guy end, right? Because apparently most of the issues when it comes to the camera with Great Apes is when you're fighting against them and not when you are them. But the gameplay in general, the camera seems a lot more stable, which is a good thing. It is not completely there, where I'd personally like it to be. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a counter! It's a proper counter. Interesting. Then I think he did one of his blast ones. Can't really understand Japanese, so I can't read it. Obviously, this returns... this still is based on RNG, by the way. So, here, you know, Vegeta lost all his health because Mr. Satan won the RNG. But there is a way to not get any damage at all out of his "you're all washed up" move. I forgot what it's called. Also, I think that's a grab parry right there. What is that? Is that explosive wave? Or is that some sort of burst right there? That thing, I think that's an explosive wave. I could be wrong. It looks very interesting for an explosive wave. That's what I think it is, yeah. So he did his down smash there. I don't know what that was. Maybe a grab? Okay, he knocked him up. Death Beam, still unblockable. The golden transformation looks so cool, by the way. The aura is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The grab again. Yep. Vegeta transforms to God. Okay, we did a vanish there. What was that? Hold on. Oh, he did the revenge counter here. That costs 2 bars, right? Let's see. Does that spend 2 bars still, or is it... Pretty sure it still costs 2 bars. Yep, 2 bars. That's revenge counter. That's the new counter move that they're introducing in this game. Also, this is a mirror to Goku's super. Goku Blue's super. It's called No Hard Feelings Hit. It's really funny. It's kind of cute, you know, they're kind of matching with this super. It works the exact same way. Oh, some Yamcha gameplay here. The short dashing system is still really interesting. I'm still not super sold on it. How are you guys feeling about it? Most people seem to kind of like it. I'm still on the fence about it just because I don't know how it feels in hand. But it seems kind of neat. I remember thinking of that being a thing between them. Frieza got like no facial expression when he does that. Yeah, I'm sure that they'll fix it or something. One little detail I noticed is that characters have their tails don't move like they used to back when charging in BT3. Oh, they don't? Interesting. Quick dashes are a mixed bag. I can see why the devs, or I can see the devs' reason on how it adds resource management. Yeah, I will say one thing that I find interesting is that they've made the game a lot more consequential. you can't just mash your way out of things anymore. Some things you still can. It's like they've kind of managed to balance mashing and being technical in this game, and that can be a good or bad thing based on what you prefer in a game. Will you be able to mash your way out of most situations? Yeah, it's a Tenkaichi game, but if you want to get really technical, you still can, which is a really nice thing. Yeah, dash check is a big thing. That's going to be a missed opportunity in some cases, but I'm sure there's other dash check you have. We'll think fist. Okay, some future Trunks gameplay. I hope they don't just transform. Oh, they just I wanted to see his ultimate. Damn. Everybody who picked Trunks just transforms immediately. It's kind of depressing. I was hoping he had like a Mafuba or something, you know? Okay. I'm gonna skip through the ultimate. I'm sure we all have seen this like a million times, right? It just looks so damn good. Outro looks really cool, but I'm trying to see some gameplay. Okay, we're back here. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't care if it's half. I'm trying to box. Yeah. I think we all are. The real question is how the Z counter works in the game. I actually don't know how it does. I know most people didn't want to check through the menus for controls just because, you know, they only had about 30 minutes to actually look at and play at the game. So, I'm not too sure. I imagine it works a little bit easier now because it was really difficult to pull off. It's frame perfect in Tenkaichi 3. Also, it seems Broly has some level of super armor. And I don't think characters step back anymore. I really don't think characters step back anymore when you do supers. I could be wrong, but from the supers I've seen so far, it doesn't look like they step back anymore, which is interesting because usually whenever somebody activates a super and the opponent is really, really close, you step back. Oh, do they? Interesting. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Is that the return of the Ki Blast wave at the end of the combo string whenever you're in full power mode? Or max charge, or sparking mode in this case, I guess it's called now? Because it looks like they ended the combo with that Ki wave. Interesting. Okay, yep, that's the ultimate. The mouth blast. Oh, what? That's so cool. You can extend that ultimate? Or is that a super? I'm assuming that's a super. I see, I see. gonna skip a bit further ahead to when we get to gameplay.
ほらつった強くなってきたか見てくんねえかな
Yeah, they sure did scream. Okay, so that's a grab. You can see it's a little confusing on how you can really like break most of this gameplay down, mainly because most people who played the game, not all, again, most people who played the game just press square. And like, no offense, I understand, you know, it's a new game, we don't know exactly how the game was gonna play. But I know Globku tried some tech in Tenkaichi and Sparking Zero from Tenkaichi 3. Oh, that's the counter, the mid combo counter. So whenever somebody is hitting you, you can press triangle and circle in Tenkaichi 3, or circle and then triangle, and then you go into this counter stance, right? I don't know if that's one button now. It could still be two, but it seems like that's what that was, like that glass shattering thing. Because if you saw, Piccolo was in a stance. Yeah, Piccolo's doing a stance. That is not his idol. And then you can obviously punish it and like smack them across the map. Sonic's way apparently is the same. Oh, interesting. Oh, what was that? Okay, it seems like we still have bugs, which, you know, expected. It's still a very early build of the game. It is more updated than the Summer Game Fest one, based on, you know, just movement alone, but I couldn't verify that, of course, but that appears to be the case. Okay, so knock them up. So I would like to point out, don't worry, we're still gonna have ring outs. There was an interview conducted with Jun Furutani, the producer of the game, and he said that some stages do have gimmicks, such as ring outs. Actually, there are no stage gimmicks, but he said there were ring outs. That's kind of the only stage gimmick. Hey Venox, welcome in. It's been a very long time. Broly is cool. Oh, what the? Z counter? That looked like a Z counter right there. Yeah, that's a Z counter. So, I guess there's our answer, Solid. Z counters do work from the back, but they don't work the same way as Tenkaichi 3. The Gallic gun's different. Obviously, directional blocking is completely making a return. Explosive wave. Interesting. Okay, so he broke his guard. That's, I guess the counter and the actual guard break effects are almost the same. Who's such a goofball, man? I think that was a Z Vegeta, yeah. The Kaioken rush. Damn, it looks so good. This is Goku mid, by the way. I wonder if this is the video where we get the oh yeah, Kaioken coming out. Oh man. I love ads. I love this platform giving me ads every 2 minutes. Oh, never mind. No more Goku mid. Do you think we can still gut punch stun an opponent and do a jump over them to extend the combo like BT3? Probably, yeah. Here's another way I know this is a newer build, by the way. Let's take a look at the Syriax gameplay
if you
really
really
quick.
did play Tenkaichi like that, like you found your new home, because Sparking
You see how the portraits aren't shaking and they don't flash white whenever they're getting hit?
Zero feels good. Great even. I'm depressed that I can't
Boo
play
doesn't
right
flash
now.
or
I'm not gonna lie.
Vegeta
Like,
doesn't
playing
flash,
it-
but here, Goku's portrait is flashing. So, Globku, no disrespect, again, that wasn't a bait tweet. This is a newer build. I'm pretty sure about it at this point. Also, this is a gorgeous transformation. Camera is clipping still, yeah. Clipping issues haven't really been addressed, but the shakiness has mostly been addressed, it seems. So it's not nearly as shaky, which is nice. Yep. Oh, wasn't that the, there's a new technique, I forgot the name of it, but there's a technique that allows you to step in behind the opponent. It's not super perception. But they did say it's a newer technique. It's like a huge step in. You like vanish behind your opponent immediately. Vanishing Assault, that's it, thanks. Thanks for pointing it out. Wasn't there also stuff with Goku's model and the base Goku portraits being better in the JP build? I believe so. The portraits do look a little bit different. Let me actually confirm that. If they show Goku's, because I think somebody said Goku's portraits looked a little bit different. Let's see if that's true. Oh yeah, there we go. That's our confirmation. Right here. Let's see if
Vegeta. Next, I think
the Goku portraits have different lighting. I'm pretty sure this is an older build. So again, no disrespect to Globku, but I'm pretty sure this is a newer build right here. We were looking at... Which gameplay were we just looking at? I think it was the Goku versus Vegeta one, right? I think we just saw Goku beat Vegeta, yeah.
ほら燃えてんだ
Does this game have snap vanish, chat? I want to know. As in the vanish you do when you press circle? Is that the vanish you're referring to? Or... Because that vanish from Tenkaichi 3 is still in, yeah. JP build is almost 3 months old. That means that the SGF build is probably older. Probably not a huge build, but a huge time gap between those two. But I'm assuming there's some amount of time that they had to maybe improve some of the stuff in the Japanese demo.
いざおめえかなり強くなってんなでは私の復習を始めましょうか
So yeah, this is the gameplay I took the clip from.
少し黙りましょうか
The biggest reason why I claim that this the camera was obviously more stable and looked a little bit nicer was because Goku actually did that exact combo string in the original gameplay showcase. Sparking Zero gameplay showcase. Let me pull that up. Okay. Oh wait, that's game mode showcase. I'm looking for gameplay showcase. Okay. Right here, yeah. Now you compare that to this. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is newer. Because the camera is just more stable. And the portraits on the character select screen are newer. And yeah. Just looks a little bit faster now. And it's smoother. It's a huge difference. They're working their asses off on this game, man. It's impressive how much they've improved. Honestly. Welcome in, Kaiser. Nice to see you here. You're not too late.
The ninja thirsty drinks.
Great. Love it. Love sparkling water. Anyways. Golden Frieza. So, the air recovery seems a little bit snappier now, right? In Tenkaichi 3, it was more of like a gradual kind of recovery, but in Sparking, it's more of an immediate one. And I think that's better just to kind of speed up the game a little bit, which they did say they wanted to speed up the game a decent bit while still retaining the core mechanics and the excitement that the game retained back in the PS2 era. Yeah, Zeeth, this is the same development team as Jump Force. And matter of fact, they brought back a bunch of Tenkaichi 3 devs to work on this, which is crazy. Oh yeah, somebody did mention, I saw somebody mention that Gogeta's auto combo has some animations taken from Gogeta 4 from Tenkaichi 3. Let me see if he does it here. Okay, maybe not here, it's gonna be a little bit further ahead. It's the part where he does kicks and a flip after the kicks. I think they might show it in a bit. Oh yeah, the Soul Punisher looks so sick, man. Let me see some combos though. No Gogeta combos. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to look at some more Gogeta gameplay a little bit later. Oh, here it is. Thanks for sending it to me, Kaiser. Yeah, Gogeta Blue has Gogeta 4's kicks from the auto combo. He does these little like kicks with his arms folded, and then he does a backflip while kicking, and then yeah. This is being brought back. Thanks, Kaiser, for sending that. So yeah, a lot of Tenkaichi 3 is present here, so you don't have to worry about gameplay again. I think gameplay will be a concern for most if you're a Tenkaichi player currently. Super Saiyan 2 looks sick, by the way. His hair is so nice. Let's see. Let's look at some more gameplay. Does Globku not think this Japanese use know better? No is better. I think he just thought that I understandably I used a relatively short clip to make that statement, so it might have come off as baity. But you know, upon more closer inspection of how the UI moves and the actual renders used in the character select, which I didn't point out on Twitter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is at least a slightly more up-to-date demo than the Summer Game Fest one. And again, I don't blame him for thinking it's bait, because I didn't really prove it with any more evidence, right? I'm pointing it out on stream here, but yeah. Maybe this is a reach, but since that's the case, they'll take stuff from fighters for Gogeta 4's attacks. They already took inspiration from fighters for a couple things, like Hit's super attack or ultimate attack. Beerus has the best block animation. I agree. He's like cross-legged and he's just chilling. It's awesome. Explosive wave, break his guard. Nice. Again, grab. I think that's one of the very first grabs I've seen that uses a ki blast, right? Yeah, I was kind of disappointed about that, Kaiser. I was looking forward to seeing the final Spirit Gala Cannon. But we did get to see, what is it called? Dirty Fireworks. Which did look cool. A lot of the Ki Blast tech seems to still be here, from the original. Which is obviously a good sign. Oh, camera going a little crazy there still. A lot of whiffing right now. Oh, missed grab. Yep. Okay. Do you think Shintani is working with Spike Chunsoft for this game? Well, he made the cover. I don't know how much more he did for the game. But we know he at least did the cover, right? Imagine if this game had dramatic finishes like Fighters. I mean, the closest thing we have is when you defeat an enemy with a super attack. They have a unique animation, it seems. Game doesn't need dramatic finishes. Yeah, I don't think it really needs it, but it'd be cool. Can't wait to see Grade 8 versus Grade 8. Yeah, for sure. Do I think this game will be better than BT3? I don't think I can answer that right now. Just because I don't have the game in my hands. I think I need to play the game for an extensive period of time to really tell. In terms of whether or not I think it looks as exciting as BT3, sure, yeah, it looks a lot of fun. And I'm sure we're gonna have a blast playing it, right? I'm planning on streaming the game a ton when the game comes out. So, in fact, I'm actually thinking of doing a bunch of maybe BT3 playthroughs on here, or maybe even BT2. I think BT2 would be a little more exciting just because the story mode has a lot more to offer. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in the coming days. Maybe I'll start doing some BT2 streams. what do you think of the composition for the Japanese build compared to the SGF build? As in, like, visual composition? Like, in art terms composition? Or are you talking about, like, just how cohesive the game looks in general? Art terms. I think when it comes to composition, this game does it mostly right. There are instances where I feel like the composition could be improved just a tad bit. Goku Mid's intro, for example. I actually posted it earlier. His intro animation looks really, really cool. Twitter's having a moment, though. Right here, yeah. Like, so, composition good so far? Oh, blurry. I think this is where it kind of breaks. I think the camera positioning could maybe improve here, just to make the composition work a little bit better. And maybe the posing could be improved slightly, a little bit more, but again, that's if I really nitpick. Right? So, yeah, it's a case-by-case basis, ultimately. But I think it looks mostly good, if that's what you're asking. For sure. Yeah, lower angle could be a little bit nicer too, I think, yeah. So, yeah, that's just me being nitpicky, though. I do think this game looks pretty good so far. So, don't think I'm, like, bagging on the game or anything, because I'm not. I do really like the game, and its visuals so far. Oh yeah, this intro is back. So, I guess they did splice together, like, 2 or 3 animations to, make this teaser, which is interesting. It's really cool. Compositing, it's slightly less contrast. Oh, you mean composition? I think they toned down some of the filters. Yeah, like the green filter that was like kind of over the map the whole time. I think they've improved that slightly. I don't like how you can have Goku, Vegeta, and Gogeta on one team. Yeah, you could do the same thing on Tenkaichi 3, I'm pretty sure, to some degree. Oh, what the heck was that? Again, yeah, still an earlier build, but, so bugs are expected. I'm sure what they have right now at the Spike Chunsoft headquarters looks like leagues better than this, and this already looks leagues better than the Summer Game Fest gameplay. Vanish into explosive wave. Okay. Oh, Z counter. Z counters are always so exciting, right? Because they're the toughest thing to pull off in these games. But when you pull them off, it's just like, damn, I actually did that. Muting that. I don't want to get copyright striked. Okay, back to the audio. I think Hercule's gonna be a very fun character in this game. I don't like how you can have, yeah, okay. Graphics on a lower setting compared to the footage of the story mode getting creators. Maybe, yeah. Are chargeable key blasts a thing in this game? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. I think we actually did see them a couple times. Okay, camera's going a little crazy here because the map is a bit tighter. just me, or does Vegeta's face look a little weird when it transforms? Versus G Vegeta, it looks less detailed and weird. Well, in general, Super Saiyan God Vegeta is supposed to have less line work on his face, right? 17 Super windscreen is him fixing his glove even when he doesn't have a glove due to back damage for wrestling clashes. It's gonna be weird. Future Gohan having one arm. I'm sure we're gonna see some fixes or accommodations for stuff like that, right? Also, I love the fact that his key charge is just him being in the spotlight. Like I mentioned earlier, Present Bomb is a rush super now. It's no longer a command grab type super. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be unblockable regardless, so... So last time we saw this move, the RNG didn't win any favors, but it won again here. Let's see if we're gonna see the move used again, but with the RNG failing, because I did see a couple clips of the RNG failing. Story mode is insane to me too. How are we gonna be able to play from the beginning of Z to the Tournament of Power? And to add on to that, what if it's 2? Yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy. Which character are you guys looking forward to the most? I'm curious. So far, for me, Goku mid looks the most exciting. I know we didn't get to see any gameplay just yet, but Goku mid for me, I think he's probably going to be my week 1 main. Oh, he whiffed it. Damn. Goku Black, Mui Goku, nice. Kid Goku and Teen Goku, Yamcha. Future Trunks and DBS. DBS Trunks does look cool. I'm glad to see counter moves in this game finally, because Tenkaichi 2 and 3 had more like command grab supers, but it seems like we're actually getting proper counters now, so that's cool. Blue Saga Gohan, if he has an ultimate. If he has ultimate as a transformation. I think he's a separate character again, kind of like Tenkaichi 3. Because we've seen screenshots of Ultimate Gohan now, and it's all in Goku's gi and not in the purple gi that he had. Piccolo looks so cool, man. Maybe like the Kaioken Spirit Bomb, it looks great. Yeah, absolutely. Sad we haven't seen Teen Gohan go crazy. I don't think we've seen Teen Gohan gameplay, period, right? Broly and Kid Goku might be basic, but I'm looking forward to play Goku. Which Goku, though? Early, mid, end, super, GT if he's in base game. Which one? I'm kind of curious. Majin Buu is using some super compressed audio from the old game still there. I think I did notice that the Japanese version of the builds had older audio, but the English version had newer audio. But then the first gameplay showcase we saw of this game, we saw that there was a bunch of English audio being reused as well. But I think they just updated it. I just know Super Saiyan Rose's Goku Black's aura is gonna look crazy in this game. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Entered 17 DBS, good pick. Dr. Giro's here. Safe to say Android 19 is confirmed as well. I think we can kind of assume. I'm not gonna say he is, because I don't know. I don't work at Spike Chunsoft or Bandai, so I couldn't tell you, but... I think by proxy we can kind of assume that we're gonna have all the basic characters, right? So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get all of Frieza's forms, all of Cell's forms, all of Boo's forms. Obviously if they were in Tenkaichi 3, they're probably gonna be here. Doesn't really make sense to skip over those, given the type of game this is. Also, I'm so glad they kept this gut punch here, and they just cut it out of the Masters and Apprentice trailer. If we're talking about in the game, Goku Black, talking about Unknown, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, duh, and Janemba, both fat and super. I want to see what they do with Portal Punch. for Fat Janemba and TP plus counter for Super. Let's see. Seen that too, but I'm hoping to get some alt costume. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Looking forward to using Goku Super with the power pull so much, especially with Super Saiyan. I wonder if Super Saiyan Goku is going to be able to use that power pull move over, or if it's just base Goku. I think it's probably just base Goku, to be honest with you. We'll have 3 Kid Gokus eventually in the game. GT, Daima, and OG. Yeah. If Ultimate Gohan is a different character, do you think they'll make Beast his transformation? I'm thinking when it comes to Superhero Gohan, it's an interesting conversation to have, right? Just because Superhero Gohan's kit is just so unique. Especially when he goes like Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan and Potential Unleashed. He has a lot of Rush Super potential. I know he does a Masenko or two, but for the most part, he does a lot of Rush Supers. I don't know if they'll do base. I really hope base is a thing, because Superhero Gohan in base form is probably my favorite look for him. Like, the whole character as a whole. With the messy hair and everything and glasses. I think it looks kind of cool. What do you think of the water in this game, the underwater, and how it interacts with characters? So, we already know that when people charge underwater, their ki actually charges up slower, like the old games, which is kind of neat. Glad they're paying attention to detail in that regard, right? IG in question, what were the main criteria that led you to choose the characters? For Tani said, the main criteria for selecting playable characters are primarily on how active a character is in the original work. Okay, so I guess they're basing a lot of the roster selection on the original game, right? So, safe to assume that a good chunk of the BT3 roster is still present. Hopefully. If we're getting Spopovich, I think it's a pretty good indicator. Do we know if Spopovich is playable yet? No. But I fail to see why they would make a cutscene-only Spopovich model if they're not going to make him playable. But again, that argument could be used for Bulma or Chi-Chi as well, because they have models in the story mode, right? Spopovich is generally a character you fight, so I can see there being a fight in the story mode where you fight as Videl against Spopovich. The fact that they won't answer questions regarding the GT makes me feel like they have plans for it in the future. It's the movie characters I'm worried about. I think GTN movie characters will be in the game eventually, if not at base. I'm calling it now. GT's base roster, maybe. Superhero Gohan can have Super Saiyan, Ultimate, and Beast. Goku Grimples with Power Pole would go crazy hard. I agree. I hope they give Superhero Gohan a Great Saiyaman costume so I can see Beast in black spandex and white gloves. Yeah, that'd be cool. Please let messy hair Gohan be a selectable costume. Yeah, I hope he's there. If they do a Superhero Gohan, they're definitely doing base. It's different enough to warrant it. Does he really do anything in base though? I know he just kind of lands on the ground. Hits a couple times, it transforms like right away. It's kind of a similar situation to Caulifla, Super Saiyan 1. And given the cape costume, that's why I think Ultimate is a transformation for Buu Saga, because I don't see them making a separate character, 2 separate characters for DBS Gohan. Maybe, but again, we're talking about a game that has like 17 variations of Goku, right? Basing on how important they were to the story of Z to Super. Hey Koi. Personally, I'd be fine with just the Super Saiyan 4s by themselves being playable, just like Omega Shenron. Oh, I mean, I would personally prefer if we got GT, Goku, and Vegeta in their entirety. I remember being a bit bummed out that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was standalone and didn't have a whole Vegeta character. I do wish that they would have a whole GT Vegeta like transforming character now instead of just Super Saiyan 4. His hair in base makes him valid enough to get to start in base. Yeah. Still have hope GT is in base. What else can they reveal before release? They want to maintain hype towards release via reveals. Well, all things considered, I think we're getting... When it comes to character reveals, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I don't know if they're gonna do like hexagons anymore, cause they haven't done hexagons in a little bit now. Well, at least this month, right? They didn't do any hexagons in the release date announcement trailer. Probably because it was for the Summer Game Fest stuff, right? But it's really interesting to think about that the only place we can see any information about the characters is on the Japanese site, and even that is not up to date. Because now we have characters like Dr. Gero, and you know, we have characters like Super Saiyan 1 Teenage Gohan right here. We know about base Dragon Ball Super Trunks. So ultimately, I couldn't tell you whether or not they'll do hexagons. With the way they're structuring these more hype trailers recently, I'm assuming they're probably gonna let that be kind of up to interpretation. I think UI Goku-san will be a separate character and Master will be a transformation. I hope not. I really hope not. Who is your guess on the pre-order character? The Xbox page says they have never been in a previous Sparking game. See, I don't know if that implies that the character as a whole hasn't been in a Sparking game, or if that means if that's a variation of that character that hasn't been in a Sparking game, right? So, if I had to guess, I have 4 or 5 guesses, right? Number 1, Beelzebub from Sandland. They're pushing very heavy with the collaborations lately. I can totally see Beelzebub being in this game, because Arale was in the game back in Tenkaichi 3. Beelzebub's an option. Gohan Beast is an option, though I think that'd be kind of lame if they just did Gohan Beast, because I kind of want the rest of the superhero Gohan to be present as well. What else? Chilled would make kind of a lame pre-order bonus, but I think Chilled could be one, possibly. Now, if it's a character like... Oh god. You know, Android 21 actually has a pretty solid chance, given that she's never been in a Sparking game. I think Android 21 would actually make a really cool character. A transforming one, especially. From lab coat to the Majin form. Adding hexagons in the release collector's edition might have been too much padding outside of footage. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess, yeah. Super Saiyan Bardock. Super Saiyan Bardock could be one, yeah. Beelzebub versus Dabra would be funny. Yeah, it'd be like him fighting his dad, right? Fia would fit perfectly as the pre-order with how much of a focus they are putting on what ifs. Probably. It's a possibility. Has to be someone hype. Well, they're hyping the character up. And they're only going to show the character a few days before the game releases, they said, so... It'd be so fire if Toriyama's avatar would be a playable character. I could see like a costume for a character, like Goku having a... Like a Kid Goku Toriyama outfit could make a lot of sense, I think. But I don't know about Toriyama being a playable character of his own. I don't know what he would do. Legends 21 transforms from Majin to Evil. Could be an option. 21 would make sense. Yep. Purple with spots and stuff. Yeah. Again, I don't know who it could be. There's just so many characters in this series. Are there any particular characters you absolutely need in the game, apart from the obvious ones like, you know, GT characters or OGDB characters? Give me a character that is like out of the blue that you really want to see in this game. For me, it's Belmod. I would love to see Belmod as a playable character. Tarble, launch. Tarble would be cool. Didn't they have him in Raging Blast 2? I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Tarble in Raging Blast 2. Great Saiyaman. I'm pretty sure he was in Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, he was a transformation for Buu Saga Gohan. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Broly. Oh, from Raging Blast. Yeah, those would be cool. I think those would make some really nice additions. Or Brienne as our non-8 giant. I don't know if she's gonna be shown this month. Probably next month. I think they're gonna start doing the character reveal stuff again, like, next month. Unless they decide to do, like, more technical videos, like the game mode showcase they just did. Talking about the game mode special video that they did, let's talk about that. Let me pull it up really quick. There's some really good information here. So yeah, let's get into the story mode aspect of it a little bit, yeah? Let me actually mute this music. Yeah, see, Goku Mid has a different ultimate there.
実際にプレイするバトルパートを繰り返しながら進めていくものになっております。キャラクターごとにボリュームは様々ですが、最も長い悟空についてはドラゴンボール Z のラディッツとの戦いから始まり、
So, what the story mode seems to me so far is a mix of Tenkaichi 3, Raging Blast 1, and Budokai 3. And I'll explain to you why. It seems every character, there's up to 8 characters you can play the story of, or well, episodes of. It's not really a story mode, it's more so you like fight key moments, you play the key moments of the story, right? So it's like this island system that they have that they'll show here in just a second.
原作で苦戦していた相手と歯ごたえのあるバトルが楽しめるようになっていたり、
So obviously you see the cutscenes. One thing that's really, really cool, by the way, the reason they used motion capture, and I understand why this was so necessary, the reason they used motion capture was because you can switch the camera angle real time in the cutscenes. And hand animating the animations to make sure they looked good from different camera angles. Like that would be really irritating. So I think, yeah, motion capture was very necessary for a game like this.
としての体感を味わえるモードになっています。一部のステ
You
ージ
know,
に限
Kid
られます
Goku
が、
is in.
物語
Yeah, I
の
saw.
ターニングポイントとなっていた場面での選択やバトルの結果次第で原作とは異なる
So
場面に
obviously
行くこ
once
と
you
もありますので、
We already
ぜひ
went over
ドラ
this
ゴ
in
ン
the
ボールの
last
キャラクター
breakdown,
になったつもりで
but
お
your
楽しみください。
choices make a difference in the story.
以上がエピソードバトルの説明となります。
Oh wait, did they not show the islands? I swear they showed it. Well, okay, so there's this island system. I guess I'll just show it here, because I'm pretty sure Dada showed it for a little bit. Right, so there are these like islands you like go to.
Breaks down
as Goku,
Nice. So we
or
just
whatever
had
character
Goku
you've
breaking
pissed
out and
or
flying into
pissed
space.
style
Really,
picked.
really cool stuff.
You should join us, Kakarot.
And then once you get to that that island, obviously you don't fly to it like controlling it. You just pick a stage or an episode, and from there, what you do is you obviously play through the canon story, and then it gives you options as you go through the story. And you have the choice to either play the canonical story or continue on with a branching path that hasn't existed in the canon story.
I don't know why that shut up just hit different. So obviously
you fight.
The real estate is crazy, bro. This is going for
You
at
fight
least 6
Raditz
billion.
here.
Also, yeah. So you can see.
I don't think Kame House is a stage anymore, which is kind of sad, but.
The what if even really
Should be
starts. It's just
interesting.
the episode battle, right? Like this is before we make our decision. We're just fighting Raditz. We're looking good. Damn, the high speed. Look at how fast.
Here, let me skip to a part
Raditz got a
where
little bit of
they
that armor on him, though. I ain't gonna lie.
they make choices.
And the cutscenes, you know, they aren't movement and some really cool cutscenes out of the game. See, this would be an example of like minimal movement kind of thing. So in this case, I think we actually do make the choice to work with Piccolo.
Okay, so
I don't know who's actually.
yeah, so you pick an option here, and then you
make the choice to work with.
they go
Piccolo.
on
I don't know
to
is anybody gonna do this?
go
in
with
their
the
first
choice that
playthrough,
you
by the
made,
way?
and
I
it
just
changes
wanted
the
to-
story,
who's
which
like,
is cool.
yeah, you know what? Let me go with Piccolo. I don't want to see anything new. Makes me sad, man. But now we do get a better cutscene.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Now, the one mode that I'm most excited for, and this is probably all over Twitter at this point, but it's the custom battle. Right here. Okay, I'm gonna actually watch the game mode showcase one because it's a little more in depth.
2つ目のモード、カスタムバトルをご紹介いたします。こちらはオリジナルのシチュエーションのバトルを楽しめるモードです。カスタムバトルモードの中にあるエクストラバト
Also,
ル
yeah,
で
they
は
Chaozu got confirmed. I think it's kind of obvious Chaozu was going to be in the game, but you know.
にあるエクストラバトルではゲームオリジナルのさまざまなシチュエーションのバトルをお楽しみいただけます。中には特殊な勝利条件のものや途中でイベント演出が挟まるものなど通常のバトルとは異なる戦いも
Now, the reason I'm so excited for this game mode
またエディッ
is
トモードでは
because you can make your own story scenarios
カットシーン会話などを
with cutscenes.
プレイヤーの
Obviously, these cutscenes aren't like crazy. It's just like 2 characters or 3 characters interacting at the same time, right? But the fact that this is present just means that the longevity of this game is going to be kind of crazy. So we essentially have infinite content. You can make a stage and upload it to their servers, and then I can play them. With cutscenes. You can make custom cutscenes. It's really interesting.
皆様が自由に設定してオリジナルのバトルを作ることができます。
You can tell the
So
footage
stay
Spike
put
provided from the
up-
story mode, the clips from a newer build. The graphics are really good. If they aren't doing a Kame House, maybe it's because of the scale of the maps now. You would have nothing around but water, which is an interesting time chamber. At least you have... you don't have to spot people underwater. I need ranked. I'm calling out everyone in the stream. Alright, bro. It's far more than 2 to 3. No, yeah, that's what I mean. There's up to 8 characters. I mentioned that before. You can pick. But there's 2 to 3 options you can do to branch out the story mode.
アップロードして世界中のプレイヤーの皆様と共有できますので
Sparking Zero is essentially a Mario Maker for Dragon Ball games. I'm not even kidding.
思い描くシチュエーションのバトルを披露し合って楽しんでいただけたらと思っております。エクストラバトルを含め既存のバトルをカスタマイズして新たなバトルを作ることもできますのでぜひいろいろなバトルを作って遊んでみてください。以上エピソードバトルカスタムバトル2つのメインモードのご紹介でした。またゲームモードに加え皆様から多くの声を頂戴しているオフラインバトルに関してもお話ができればと思います。本
It's
作は
funny
プレイヤーの
because
皆様が
we essentially
どれ
bullied
だ
a
けの
company
キャ
into
ラクター
making a split
が
screen.
できるかということにフォーカスして開発を進めてまいりました。
And you can kind of tell they did it kind of like last minute as well, because they had to make a lot of like compromises. They didn't actually intend to have this game mode in the game from the get-go, just because of what they had in the scope
それらの表現と
of the
かつての
plan.
ような画面分割でのローカル対戦と両立
They
さ
wanted
せ
to
るのは
completely
困難
keep the
であ
game
ったものの
online or single player.
皆様により良いゲーム
So
体験を提供でき
the
る
biggest reason why the game is only going to be playable in split screen on the hyperbolic time chamber stage is because this game's it's gonna be hard to run, but not like super difficult to run. But if you have two perspectives at the same time, when you're developing a game, right, a super detailed game especially, when your character and your camera is farther away from an object, the way you optimize the game is by lowering the quality of that model, right? Or in other instances, you don't show other parts of the map or other objects that aren't visible in the camera shot to optimize the game and make it not like lag all the time. But when you do that for a game of this scale, 2 times, that's gonna run really heavy on your system. I think that's why they opted to just stick with a hyperbolic time chamber, just because there isn't any crazy lighting going on there. There isn't any crazy atmospheric effects. There aren't any crazy map destruction bits there. I mean, you can destroy the little building in the middle of it, but it's not going to be anything interesting. And you know what? That's fine. Eventually down the line, maybe they can find a way to optimize other stages for the mode. Or modders for the PC version, they could find a way to maybe circumvent that. Admittedly, I don't think it's going to be a very good idea to try to circumvent it, just because it's going to make your PC sound like a jet turbine. But yeah.
今作ならではの形を模索し、オンラインでの対戦を前提とした一人用のゲームとして開発を進めてまいりました。ただ少しでもより多くの方、多くのシチュエーションで遊んでいただきたいと思い、結果精神と時の部屋限定で画面分割対戦を
But yeah, the fact that this is present at all is huge.
もともと一人用前提で作ってきておりました
So you can still sit down with your family, your friends, and still play this. I know my friend and I really wanted to play this game when it came out, like on the couch. Just cause, you know, having somebody to banter against when you're playing a video game and they're face to face, it's a lot more fun, I think.
が必要といった不便な箇所が残ってしまいますが、
Setting up my what if so that your last opponent is Giga buffed Satan and you will not be beating the champ. That'd be cool. I'm grateful we have split screen, hopefully to add more stages but more watered down. I guess less destructive objects. That's one way to do it. The thing I've learned over the past couple years being on the internet is that no matter what you do, not everybody is going to be happy. So you have to really look at what everybody wants, and a really huge majority of people did want the game mode, just because, you know, we grew up with these games with our cousins, our friends, and we want to play these games again with those same experiences, with those same people that we grew up with, or you just want to have a good time. Let's say you're out vacationing and you have no access to internet, but you really want to play with your friend, right? What are you gonna do then? So, you know, it's just I'm glad that they're accounting for fan feedback. Plus, there's the only new Goku Black footage. Yeah, noticed something that could confirm OGDB and Sparking Zero. Yeah, we saw that earlier in this stream, actually. Daily DBZ. I have nobody to play with. I'm sorry to hear that. But if you want to play online, you know, if you get the game on PC, I'll be more than happy to play with you. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a lot of tournaments with viewers, or just doing 1v1s against viewers. Even my 4080 would come to its knees with split screen on regular maps. Recommended for 2K 60 FPS is a 2080. I'm going to be running this game at 1080p 60 FPS, so hopefully my PC is good enough for this. My birthday party's saved thanks to this. That's good, man. I was planning on doing maybe like a release stream, like a party, with inviting a bunch of friends IRL, and playing this game on stream with them. Maybe. I don't know if I'll do that for sure, but that could be interesting. Are those Gamma 1 and 2 renders new? Yeah, they are. And the reason I know that is because they're in the same style as these, right? So if you look at Gogeta, he has this like blue light on the edge of his model. And then Gamma 1 and 2 have that light. It's a different colored light, admittedly, but You can see they're cell shaded and not smooth shaded, and that they have that light. So yeah, these renders are new. You can expect the models to kind of look like this in Sparking Zero. And I think they look great. These are 3D models drawn over. Pre-ordering this on PC, no question. Well, yeah, I do plan on doing a bunch of like viewer tournaments and like just fights and stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll probably be adding a bunch of people back when the game releases. So yeah, did a BT3 tournament senior year. I hooked up my Steam Deck to the computer screen room projector. That's sick, man. Regarding stages in this game, knowing how World Tournament works, I really hope the Tournament of Power stage has a ticking killer for timed battles. I had an interesting theory. I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but what if in the Tournament of Power stage, every character is a flightless character, so you like flutter down slowly? As like a game mode, of course, not like that being the main stage gimmick. I think that'd be annoying if you're just playing them like regular battle, but if you're picking a tournament mode, maybe you can flutter down slowly. If you do a viewer tournament, pay the winner $1. Man, I'm thinking if I did a viewer tournament, maybe I'll get them like DLC or something. I don't know. That'd be cool. I'm not a fan of the character selection, not gonna lie. Character selection as in the one in the game, or are you just talking about the roster as a whole? Because character select, I agree, it's a bit lackluster. So ultimately we'll find out more in the future. You know, we still have a ways to go with information. We still don't know too much about different game modes. We only know about custom battle and episode battle, and those I think are just gonna take up most of my time. I'm just so intrigued by them, and yeah, I think it's just gonna be a great time, honestly. I do want to do videos and streams where I just play through a bunch of your guys' like custom stages or custom battles. I know there's gonna be some really decrepit, insane stuff there. You're gonna put like Mr. Satan with the most nastiest buffs imaginable, Cybermen with, I don't know, God of Apprentice type, God of Destruction type skill sets and stuff. God, that'd be so fun. I already know most of you dumbasses are gonna make. And I'm not calling all of you dumbasses, I know there's some people who just really want to make. I think there's at least gonna be 1,000. What if Goku was trapped and betrayed and trapped in the time chamber? There's gonna be so many of those, bro. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so dumb. I can't wait to look like a dumbass trying to fight through all those. Goku fights his demons, and it's just Ultra Instinct Goku fighting through every single Goku. God, it's gonna be awful, but I'm gonna have a ton of fun with it. It's gonna be so fun. What if Creeps was trapped and betrayed in the time chamber with a screen that plays the Sparking Zero gameplay reveal on loop? Don't do that to me. Please. The game looks so much better now. Please put updated gameplay there. I'm so excited for this game, man. The custom battles are gonna be insane. And the story mode, or the episode battles, look amazing too. The gameplay is looking promising. Again, I've already said this. I know Dado actually pointed this out in his gameplay. Let me pull it up really quick. There's a minor gripe I have with some supers. And I did mention this on Twitter earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Vegeta look a lot better than I've seen in any other Dragon Ball game, not gonna lie. So there, Final Atonement, we fall, but because we had that one sliver of health left, I actually win. Again with another combo. This game, this match was kind of a wash after this. Sword slash.
Right here, yeah.
Trolls, man.
So, you'll see right here. Trunks charges up and he has 3 bars, right?
bro. Because I really
And then
I was
Dotto
wasting so much
does the lightning
pressure
sword
side.
slash.
Here we go. This is lightning sword slash. Very,
Just
very
look at the
cool
length of it,
animation,
okay?
But I feel like for a normal skill,
This is a gorgeous
the
animation,
is
by
just
the way.
slightly
I
too
love the
long.
way it
That was
looks.
That was my only complaint. You can see it's still going. We land it. But I think this all costs like 3 bars. I feel like
It's a 3-bar super. It's not an ultimate. It's a 3-bar super, and it drags on for that long. You can spam this a lot. Very quickly, very easily. That's a big concern I have, that some of the supers in this game do look very long. Which is a complaint that I had with, back when the first My Hero game came out. I didn't play the second one that much, but the first one, that was my big complaint, that the ultimates just take so much time. That's a big concern I have regarding how that's gonna tie into gameplay.
Like if you want to, you could just spam this in a normal match. And
Yeah,
it
like
would
Dotto
just take
said, you can
forever.
spam it.
So that's my only complaint. I feel like that animation is a little too long. Don't get me wrong. One of my favorite animations. But normal skill,
Yeah, so what I think they did here, like Seeker kind of mentioned, this is probably Z Trunks' ultimate, and then they slapped it onto DBS Trunks as his super.
I just don't know if it should take that long. That was it though. Other than that, beautiful animation, beautiful game. See, we look under the floor there a little bit. That's not really a big deal. It's just camera angles.
But
and where
yeah,
we're
I'm
standing
pretty
and where
sure,
we're flying.
again, the Summer Game Fest stuff was a little bit outdated. So, obviously, everything you're seeing on this stream is subject to change. Perhaps they've already made this animation quicker. I'm sure they fixed out a lot of bugs already. Behind the scenes, we don't know what's going on, right? We just know they're working on this game continuously. I'm sure they've probably started working on the actual DLC as well, given the fact that we already have renders for these characters. And they only make these renders if they have models of the characters, so I'm pretty sure they at least have the models of some of the DLC characters done. If they're not working on the DLC, like, as a whole. I'm sure they've, like, split up teams that work on the game itself and then a team that's focusing on the DLCs. I don't know how they're working internally. That's just a wild guess. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out due time. Are we sure those are renders or renders of models or just the renders from the actual superhero promotion? Well, I guess I can pull up some renders from superhero just to compare. Well, that's Gamma 1. Oh yeah, no, that's a completely different render. I'm pretty sure the one in the... right here in the Sparking trailer is from the... it's based on the model that's going to be in the game. And I think they look really good. Compare the Gamma 2 RR logo to the one in Sparking. Okay. Let me get the Sparking logo. Or Gamma 2 render. Here is the Gamma 2 render from Superhero. Yeah, it's a different render, completely. I'm pretty sure, again, these are most certainly 3D models that are drawn over. Just because they did that exact thing here. This is Broly's idle stance. These are their idle stances, all of their idle stances, so... either idle stances or their character select stances, I forget which one. Check, those aren't the same. Yeah, they're not. Do you think we'll get another season for DLC? I think naturally that's the next step, right? Just for the longevity. They said that they want to support this game for a very long time. Wonder if Core Breaker will be a Team Super or something. I don't think so. Or maybe it will because he had others to distract Cellmax. I think it's gonna function kind of like Xenoverse, where it's just gonna be his ultimate. Kind of like a Majin Vegeta, right? It's the sacrifice. Another thing to point out, moves like Final Explosion actually do take your health away now, which is great. So there is some consequence to doing really intense moves like those.
Like, look at this guy go.
So like if you look at Majin Vegeta's health bar,
Vegeta
you can see he lost like all his health. He just has like 1 pixel of health, right? And before that, he had a lot of health. So I know 17's ultimate has the same thing right here.
In general, my style
right.
is about
get comboed on because I have no idea how to play defense. Get grabbed.
Right here.
Barrier explosion ultimate looks really cool.
See how he has all his health right now?
Dash in with the grab.
And now he does
like
the self-destruct.
I'm not taking it easy.
Damn, that animation was so sick.
And he loses a good
that's what's
chunk of
gonna
his
end
health.
This battle for us here.
So, yeah, self-sacrificing moves are still in. So I'm assuming Gamma 2's ultimate will still take his health. Cell Max might be playable like Great Vegeta. Probably, yeah. Did you talk about how the Bergamo ultimate had his brothers in the game? Does that mean Lavender and the other brother won't be playable? You know, I really hope that Lavender and Basil are playable. But a lot of stuff is pointing right now to the fact that they're just in the ultimate. Obviously, we don't have enough information to confirm that or deny that, but it's something we'll find out with due time. I know one of these gameplays had it somewhere. Maybe not this video in particular, but yeah. Can't remember how much it leaves you, but I did remember seeing it somewhere. Hold on, I swear Blue Vegeta loses either 1 bar or almost all bars of health. Slightly worried moves do too much damage, but we'll see. Okay. MVP 17 looking sick. By the way, yeah, no, he looks great. They brought back Super Electric Strike from Xenoverse 2, by the way, which is cool. And Xenoverse 1. I feel like if they made models for them, they will be playable. Even Lavender or Basil, I forgot. He has the superpower form. I hope they're playable because they have very unique movesets and skill sets. There could be slight possibility that all base characters could be shown off and saved as a surprise. That's a possibility. I think they might be hiding the rest. Some exceptions like Chi-Chi though, which makes sense. Yeah, we did see a model of Chi-Chi in the game. DBZ Chi-Chi, I think. Or was it DBS? Might have been DBS. But, yeah, she's not going to be playable. Probably not. Not that version, at least. I don't think it's going to be playable. I would like to see a martial arts tournament Chi-Chi, actually. I know we had a Kid Chi-Chi in Tenkaichi 3, but I'd like to see a teen Chi-Chi, or I guess at that point she's an adult. I don't know. Forgot. But yeah, the Chi-Chi from the World Tournament would be really cool. Also, can we just talk about how they made Jiro look raw in this game? It's not even fair. Also, they have different dash animations. Or dash effects whenever they do dashes. And it seems like the key charge is still here. Where if you select an android, you can't charge key until you have a full key bar set. So like, Jiro didn't start charging until he had all of his key charged up, right? Also, it seems like their key charge animation is different too, which is really sick. Look at this rush super, by the way. Look at this. This looks so sick once he lands it. Wait, did he do that off the ground? Obviously, you absorb the health. Come on, man. This is so sick. This is so damn sick. They made Jiro look raw. He looks so damn cool. What I'm glad to see is that they're putting a lot of attention toward a lot of the more niche characters as well that most people don't really care about. Like Jiro. Nobody talks about Jiro, but they still made him look super cool. Oh yeah, Raditz looks really cool too. We saw a bit of gameplay from the what was it, story release trailer? or story reveal from the showcases that the content creators did. Again, most of these movesets do seem to be like taken from Tenkaichi 3, which is a really good thing. So if you're really familiar with the Tenkaichi gameplay, this should feel just right. Or at least mostly right. Also, it seemed the way they're doing tracking in this game. So like in Tenkaichi 2 and 3, what your character would do is face your opponent the moment you start a super attack, right? But in this game, they like to keep the characters in the same position, but the beams actually just start bending. I think that's an interesting choice for sure. As long as it feels good in gameplay, I really don't have a problem with it. Did you see Raditz's ultimate? It was really cool, or the WBA even redid his old lines. I actually did see it. I'm gonna bring it up actually. Hold on. Let me look through Twitter really quick. I'm gonna bring up some of the ultimates that I saw earlier today. And the game's just looking sicker and sicker every day, man. I just gotta point that out. For one, let's look at this angry Kamehameha, okay? So, I'm gonna restart it. It goes from blue to yellow. Come on, man. You can't tell me that's not sick. And then obviously you have the stage interruption you do, where you kind of make everybody evacuate. Come on, it doesn't get much better than this, right? Come on now, that's so sick. And then obviously if you win with a super or ultimate, you have a unique win animation, which I thought was really cool as well. Let me show you another one I saw recently that was super sick as well.
Behind the back, super sick.
Oh yeah, here. The Twin Dragon Fist. This looks really nice as well.
Super Saiyan 3. Oh, it looks so good, dude. Look at that. Oh my god.
Come on now. Come on, man. That looks so damn cool.
Oh, it looks.
There were some other ones that I also wanted to show you. This one that Dragon Ball Super Vegeta did, actually. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Come on. That's so cool. That is so cool. Have I seen Goku gameplay? Of course, yeah. He tried a lot of tech when he played it. So, yeah. And the unique outro finishing with Angry Kamehameha. Yep. This one's crazy. Alright, it's been sent. Oh, did you send me something? Much of the Tournament of Powers being used for Super Goku and Vegeta's base and Super. Yep. It's pretty cool stuff, honestly. I'm really excited. I think I have some more stuff to show you guys. Oh yeah, they replaced Meteor, the Goku version, Goku Super, I guess Meteor Crash it's called. In Tenkaichi 3, they replaced it with this move he did against Kid Buu. This is Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Also, we already see a significant improvement for when he dashes in. This versus this, bro. Come on. Hold on. It's not even fair. Dude, the new one looks so good. They keep improving this game. Just when I think they can't do better, they just outdo themselves over and over. I'm so impressed. But yeah, getting back to this. It's so cool, man. Obviously, they show some other gameplay. Kamehameha. And yeah, this attack we saw on Goku mid, this is an ultimate. So maybe in story mode it changes for Goku mid to this one. Yeah, really, really cool. Also, the lightning effects have little sparkly sound effects, which is really nice as well. Let's see if there's any unique stuff we didn't get to see in the gameplay today. Oh yeah, Ziad pointed out something really interesting. The characters you have now have a mastery system, and I assume that's based on just how much you play that specific character. So in this case, you can see that Android 18 doesn't have any mastery points, right? Over time, I imagine the more you use a character, or the more you upgrade them or something, the more mastery points you'll have. And maybe the more mastery points you'll have, you'll unlock maybe like skills, items, costumes, stuff like that. That's a prediction, by the way. Don't take that, like, directly. Because I don't know for sure. The most pleasant surprise is that they made Birders movements even faster in this grab. Same with Tian's grab. Oh yeah? A lot of the nicher characters I didn't really get to see the gameplay of, just because most of the gameplay for certain characters are spread across like 17 different videos. That's why I was so overwhelmed yesterday, just going through everything. And I still haven't gone through everything. I've gone through a good chunk of stuff, but I still have to watch everything. This Goku Super I'm not the biggest fan of. Oh, the Super Saiyan 2 one? Yeah, but Blue Vegeta Final Explosion. Oh, I see. I wonder what the new Goku OST is going to be like, Lost Courage. Well, we'll see. The Super Saiyan 2 Goku shot where he goes to the kick, feels out of place, like it did Hot Cut. Maybe. I mean, I'm sure in gameplay wouldn't matter too much. Spike chunks off locked in. Yeah, no, I agree. Looks great. Can we talk about the BGM list? We actually, if you go back a little bit, we did talk about it a little bit. Just going over the possibilities of them revealing Z Broly by accident through that list, or maybe even GT. Lightning effects, intensity, your sparking mode, especially on Super Saiyan 3. Yeah, no, they look great. We've seen instant transmitting Kamehameha of Goku Super. I think I saw a clip of it. Sparking Maximilian dude has some of the most. Well, I can't speak for the man. I don't know him personally. If it's not really his type of game, you know, I'm not gonna hate on him. I feel like you have to be a very particular type of fan to enjoy this game. How competitive do you think this game will be? Well, I don't know if they're really going to be pushing a lot of competitive on the Bandai side, a lot of the competitive stuff on the Bandai side, but I think there's going to be a pretty sizable community of people that just happen to play the game that also want to just play it competitively against each other. Kind of like how Tenkaichi 3 has right now. I know the Naruto Storm games have a pretty sizable competitive side as well, where people just play against each other. It's not like a Bandai hosted thing or anything. So when it comes to competition, I can't really speak right now, but I do think there's going to be a pretty large competitive side on the fan side. I don't know if it's going to be like on the official like Bandai side. And again, Jun Furatani did mention, oh hey, we're not really, the idea of this game isn't really to keep a huge balance. But if it does get really, really annoying, we'll probably update the game to make it a little better. So like, maybe if you can like get one shot when you're playing Cybermen, obviously that's not going to be too fun, right? Maybe they'll update that if that's a thing that happens. Is this the best looking Dragon Ball game except Fighters? It looks pretty good. Yeah, I like the way it looks. It's a good looking Dragon Ball game. I mean, I can't really say much beyond that. It is a very good looking Dragon Ball game. Oh, Zenzo DM'd me TN gameplay. Let me take a look. Thanks to the Nerd Slash for providing this gameplay on here. Let me mute the music.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nerd Stash here, where we have some early looks at some premium footage that we captured live at Summer Game Fest. In our first match, you can see we are here with TN going up against Majin Vegeta. Now, please don't mind the capture. Our editor was not too familiar with
I actually didn't play TN too much in Tenkaichi 3.
Game looks absolutely
but I do remember him being a ton of fun.
The real-time information. I myself
Wait, does Tri-Beam take away your health?
Too familiar with the game, but as you can see, the game looks absolutely incredible. The footage, the real-time information.
Oh, I guess not. Or maybe his ultimate does when he charges his key up all the way.
You can clearly see how much.
But I guess we'll have to see until they charge his key up.
The frame rate, the
Kid Goku got leaked, yeah, so... Did Xenoverse 2 have tournaments for Xenoverse 2? I don't remember that.
But obviously,
Do remind me if they did.
And I mean, just look at some of this stuff. Look at some of the stuff that they're doing in combat. I love that they brought back
Dodon Ray.
the team battles and the
Pretty
team
cool.
fusions. Even that was something that, you know, you could be pretty skeptical of and be like, I'm just not sure if they're going to return that feature, but that alongside the new stuff like the custom story mode and first person like cutscenes, which is really crazy. I would love to be into perspective.
I do hope we get to see a bit of his ultimate at least.
Final Flash, for example, and then maybe look down and see, you know, half your body missing. That'd be pretty sick. So I just wonder how far they'll take.
Oh dang! Okay, they swapped out the character.
Obviously, you're playing online, of course, couldn't do that.
I mean, that was pretty cool. The little bit of gameplay we did get to see of TN.
Screen being there is also a nice touch. It's just good to see Dragon Ball.
Oh hey, we got a Final Flash
The perfect parry. Some of the new
from End
mechanics,
Vegeta,
obviously hard
which is
to
kind of
pick
cool.
up in a short demo.
Please charge up. Oh man, come on! I want to see Trunks' ultimate. I've been looking for Z Trunks' ultimate and I can't find it anywhere. Or Super Trunks' ultimate, sorry. That is not Super Saiyan. Let's see it, let's see it. What is it? What is it? Is it Spirit Slash?
That's my memory of Tenkaichi until
Let's see if he does it. If the player does it.
It plays incredible. Thanks to Bandai Namco for allowing us a chance to capture this footage and check out more content.
Oh no, we didn't get to see it. Dang it, we just can't seem to get the ultimate at all
the feeling and nostalgia
for this character in particular.
Friend on the couch, playing for God knows how long.
Let's see what it's called though. Shining Slash. That sounds like the move Tapion had in Tenkaichi 3. I'm not saying I want this to be a competitive in terms of esports and events, but it's just as competitive as just as competitive as BT3 is. I'm sick of this narrative that 3D arena fighters can't be competitive. Yeah, I mean, I think you can really turn anything into a competitive game, right? I'm sure you could find a way to turn Kakarot into a competitive game. I know a lot of people compete by doing like speedruns and stuff. Haven't seen that gameplay. Yeah, me neither. No one showed Super Vegeta yet. I think one or two people actually did. I actually did see some Super Vegeta gameplay. Haven't shown if you can pick somebody off the ground. Yeah, that is a thing that has been kind of like been on my mind. I don't know if that's gonna be something that's brought back. I hope it is brought back actually. Why didn't the Tri-Beam clash with Majin Vegeta Super? Well, it's kind of like a donut, right? Like a square donut. Kind of like Turles' move. I know in Tenkaichi 3 you can't clash Turles' move with any beam or or Ki Blast Super, just cause obviously, you know, it's a donut. It passes through.
Returning the game to Blockbuster and just keeping it for.
But yeah, let's go back to the Japanese gameplay really quick.
俺は悟空とは違うけど俺は俺なりの高みを目指し続けるってな
It is kind of weird that they just randomly decided to shadow drop Jiro, I will agree, yeah. Chaozu I can understand because, you know, he's kind of expected in the game, but I know a lot of people didn't think characters like Android 19, Jiro, Spopovich would make it in. So, it's kind of nice to see that they're in, at least. You know, the more niche characters that nobody really cared about. The up smash right there. The Ki Blasts look really pretty. Explosive wave. I do appreciate the fact that explosive waves now are a lot shorter. As in, they don't take as long. So you can't keep dashing back into the opponent and being knocked away. See, when it comes to giants, it's really tricky to create a character that's playable that's also this huge, right? Just because you run into the issue that most people are running into, where it's hard to kind of keep track of your opponent just because of how small they are. And I guess it does kind of, it doesn't really help that, you know, they decided to make them like 3 or 4 times bigger than they were in Tenkaichi 3. I mean, obviously, creatively, it makes more sense, but gameplay-wise, this might get a little tricky sometimes. Oh wait, actually? Dude, wait. Sparking mode actually doesn't just restart the music over and over? Yeah, it kinda does, huh? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good change. It won't get repetitive again anymore. That is a very good change. Also, don't take this for granted, but I'm pretty sure these gameplay demos were on PC. Just because sometimes, as you can see, these are Xbox layout, and I don't think they would show the gameplay on an Xbox. And there was gameplay earlier we saw with the keyboard controls as well. So I'm pretty sure this is the game being played on PC. Again, don't take my word for that. That's just what I'm gathering. So, yeah. First time PC gameplay. It'd be interesting if all the gameplay we've seen so far is from the PC version. French channel. Oh, the French one, the French gameplay had PS5 gameplay. I see. Yeah, these I'm pretty sure are on PC. Just because Xbox seems to be a lower priority for them, it seems. Mainly because of the Series S. I know most developers, not just Bandai and Spike Chunsoft, but most developers have a harder time developing games for the Series X and S just because the S holds a lot of stuff back. So they often end up delaying that version of the game in particular. Obviously going through the character select. Oh yeah, anybody in chat, if you're able to, if you do see anybody, say that, hey, this doesn't necessarily mean it's a newer build, could you point them to the clip that, could you clip the part where I showed them that it was from a newer build and like send them over to whoever might be maybe unsure? Because I didn't actually say the reasons why I knew it was a newer build on my tweet. And I don't want to make like 5 more tweets pointing out 5 different things, you know? So I think just having that in video format would be convenient. Maybe I'll clip it myself. Because I know that the that tweet was like mistaken by a lot of people in replies. They said I can't really see a difference. Bergamo's boring to you? I think Bergamo's a really interesting character. Maybe as a character they're not as interesting, but when it comes to just being a playable character, I'm always interested in seeing how they adapt the characters we barely get to see on screen, right? Are there any HD mods you could recommend for the Tenkaichi games for PCSX2? I'm gonna replay them a little bit before Sparking Zero comes out. If you want to play the game in really HD quality, play it on Dolphin. Just because there's less glitches and stuff when you upscale the renderer. Hercule's jetpack is missing because he can no longer fly. They've taken it off, so he floats down now. Bergamo's Rush Super is peak. Yeah, I agree. It's really cool. One of Bergamo's stocks techniques is him absorbing damage, but we don't see him get hit. He does the pose. I see. Again, this is based off RNG. We saw earlier that the health gets knocked away sometimes, but I'm pretty sure here Boo doesn't lose any health. Yep, it's based on RNG. I think there's like some percent chance that you either get a lot of damage off or you get none at all. I'd imagine Bergamo has a giant form. I hope he does. That'd be interesting. A giant that's more usable. The Dolphin version is compatible with controller, right? Yeah, it is. You can play with motion controls, or you can play with a Wii Pro controller or a GameCube controller. So you can set your controller to whatever you want. So this is kind of the gameplay people were kind of complaining about, but on Beerus's end, I guess. People were saying that the camera is really finicky when you fight a giant. And I think Afro Senju's gameplay had it a little more clear, but I don't know if that's been changed or not in the newer builds or not. So I guess we'll find out. They're still actively looking at community feedback, so if you have any concerns for the game, you know, bring it up to developers on Twitter, like @Bandai. If you really want to make sure people at Bandai see it, you know, email people at Bandai or email Bandai support. Let them know, hey, I really want this game to be great. You know, be respectful. Say, hey, I think this is how you can make the game better, or here are the concerns I have. That could possibly maybe tarnish the gameplay experience. Obviously, #1 priority is being respectful, kind. You know, be honest. You know, don't use derogatory terms or don't be rude. Can we all email Bandai, please add Super Saiyan 4 Goku? It'd be cool and nice. I mean, you could try. I don't know how much success you'd find in that, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to try, I guess. Worst they can say is no. Cross-platform? I think that'd be really nice. I wonder if they would give Corrupted Zamasu a giant form. Maybe they wouldn't because he didn't get graded big, or maybe they would scale it accurate. I don't know if we're getting giant Zamasu anymore, just because of the way the roster placement is. He's surrounded by people, so he, according to the transformation roster placement scheme, I don't think he has a giant corrupted form. But if he does, you know, it's even better for me, because I like Zamasu. Can Xbox 360 controllers work with Dolphin Emulator? Yeah, if you set it up with, I think X Input it's called. You could try the X Input driver. Wonder if you're on PC and couldn't join someone's custom battle if it was on a different platform. I don't think somebody on a PS5 could play a custom battle made on PC. At least at this time. The fact that they even acknowledged cross-platform tells me that they might consider it sometime, or they did consider it at some point. Because on the Japanese side, it straight up says that cross-platform is not available. So if y'all are, you know, vocal about it, they could very much add it, and I think that is something we should, you know, ask for. Especially since split screen is relatively restricted right now. So like, let's say you take your laptop to your friend's house and he has a PS5, right? But you want to play together, and the only way you can do that is with cross-platform. I think that's a great thing to have in the game, just in general as a quality of life feature. I want to be able to play with my friends who maybe can't run the game on PC. So yeah, I would just say make your voices heard. But be respectful, of course. Breaker did get cross-platform. This game might not get cross-platform for a while. It could get cross-platform very easily or very quickly. We don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what they're planning, but I'm sure if there's enough demand for it and this game does well, sales-wise, I don't see why they wouldn't want to do it, you know? But yeah, I'm very excited for the game. It looks just very good. I don't know what more to say. I'm just happy. It's about what I expect from a Tenkaichi game, and that is relieving to me. That is so relieving. Oh, how'd he whiff that? Interesting. I feel like it's a no-brainer thing, and the fact that they acknowledge it, I feel like they can't or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a time issue. I think crossplay will be added within the first 3 months. Crossplay is a very high priority for fighting games. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know anything. I'm sure it's been considered, or is at least being considered, because they at least mentioned it, right? Usually when there isn't a crossplay feature in the game that you're releasing, You probably don't want to mention the fact that it doesn't, because people's reactions often disappointment. But the fact that they acknowledge it tells me that they at least did consider it at some point. And, you know, if the game does well, which it already is doing well, it's like, I think it's in the top 5 best-selling games on PlayStation Store, and it's like in the top 10 on Steam right now. And the game hasn't even come out, so that really says a lot. I think this game will do well. At least, I don't know how much it will do, or if it'll surpass certain games. But I just think this game will do well for itself. I hope this game beats XP sales. It could, for sure. I think the best way to actually achieve that would be to not only include cross-platform, but to make sure that the game is accessible everywhere. Often in countries like India, these games are like embargoed. You can't buy Dragon Ball games in India, or that you couldn't before. I don't know if you can now, but back in the day you couldn't play like fighters in India, from what I heard. Sparking Zero is going to be playable in Japan on Steam. I know for a very, very long time you couldn't buy Xenoverse or Fighters on Steam or Kakarot, but now you can. So I think they're really pushing for Dragon Ball games to be more global now, which is a great thing. It's a huge thing. But yeah, used to be the case for me in Algeria, and yeah, now games are available and have regional pricing. Sparking is $46 instead of 70. Oh, interesting. I think you mentioned that before. It's kind of crazy that XP2 doesn't have crossplayer fighters, especially when they did that well. I know Fighters has a crossplay between PS4 and 5, right? I'm pretty sure it does. Ultimate Edition is 70 for you. Oh, interesting. Hello, creeps. One thing that bothers me is that some people like to call it Raging Blast 3, apparently because the game is using a modified source code of RB2. No, I really don't think that's the case. You have to keep in mind, Raging Blast was built on a modified version of the Tenkaichi engine, like obviously an updated one, right? And this is a completely different engine. Could they be using source code for it? It's possible, but I'm not gonna hedge my bets on that. I really don't think they're using any resources from the original games, like when it comes to having the same files or like code or anything. That makes no sense. That's 20-year-old spaghetti code. Every person who's modded the game complains about, just modded the Tenkaichi games in general, complains about how spaghetti the code is. I don't think they would want to do all that. It might honestly be easier to remake everything from scratch than just untangle the spaghetti code that they had back in the PS2 era. So, whoever's alleging that is making a lot of baloney. Don't listen to them. That too, Zenzo. Yeah. The PS2 and PS3 era, from what I've heard, like when I like to watch a lot of like game development videos, like retro consoles and stuff, and I often hear the PlayStation consoles in like the 7th and 6th generations, so the PS2, PS3 eras, they were especially difficult to develop for, just because of how proprietary the hardware was. You had to like be very finicky with the Emulation engine on the PS2, for example. And they had to use a lot of like loopholes to get stuff working most of the time. If you play Tenkaichi 2 on PS2 and compare it to the Tenkaichi or Tenkaichi 3 on PS2, and then play Tenkaichi 3 on the PS3, or not PS3, the Wii version, you'll notice that the Wii version is actually a little more responsive, just because of how the architecture works. There's a little bit of latency in the PS2 version. The input latency in PS2 is a little more noticeable in comparison to the Wii version. So if you often switch from PCSX2 to Dolphin, you'll notice that when you try to like vanish your Z counter, the timing's a little different. And that's because the PS2 version has a bit more delay. And that's just how the architecture really works for most of these like older systems, right? These older systems are just really difficult to develop, or they were really difficult to develop for back in the day. I don't think they'd be reusing all that code in here, especially given that they had to like start from the ground up here, right? None of the animations look the same. They look very similar, sure, but they certainly don't look the same. 3-hour-long videos of all skills gonna go crazy. DLC adding on certain custom battles as well. Yeah, for sure. I'm saying that because one of the creators of Budokai Tenkaichi 4 mod said it, and he knows how to modify the source code of BT3. Again, at the most, they might be using the moveset scripts just to keep things in order. But beyond that, I don't know how much they would use. Moveset scripts, I say that because I don't know if BT3 has moveset scripts, but some games have moveset scripts for certain characters. Just to keep, you know, everything reserved in one place for each character, and they can be modified individually. So, at the most, I can see them reusing those. But beyond that, I don't know. I don't know how much... I do know that the BT4 devs, they decompiled the BT3 source code. Not completely, but to some degree. And... Again, I don't think we can really say anything or judge anything that significant until we have the game on PC in our hands, right? So... I think right now, I wouldn't really trust that for now. Like, no offense to whoever said it, but we don't know how the development has been for this game. The only like thing we've heard from the development end is from Mr. Furutani, right? He's been talking about some of the challenges and some of the hardships they faced while developing the game, especially for the split screen stuff, right? But beyond that, we don't really know what's going on in the development end, so I wouldn't trust that. Story of game dev being extremely difficult for PS3 is always fascinating. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you essentially had a PS2 and a PS1 on the motherboard as well. But they removed the PS2 eventually, I think. And then, I know the PS1 was emulated. I don't know if the PS1 chips were on there, but I know the PS2 chips were on the earlier revisions. But when it comes to sparking, I think that's just about everything I did want to discuss today. I wanted to... Again, I wanted to ask all of you, would you guys be interested in maybe Tenkaichi 2 gameplay streams, or maybe videos in the near future? Because I feel like those would make for some really entertaining things leading up to, you know, the eventual release of Sparking Zero. It'd be really fun to hear my reactions, I think, like raging against some of the AI in Tenkaichi 2 just because that game is ridiculously difficult. So yeah, awesome, yeah. In the coming days, I'll probably make a tweet about that, and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. Really fun stream. I'm glad we could get a lot of misconceptions out of the way. And you know, just yeah, a lot of fun. I'm so excited for this game, man. So very excited. Nice seeing all of you, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.